Hey guys, it's Monica here. I am so excited to introduce you to Real Estate Fight Club's newest partnership, Cyberbacker. Cyberbacker is the best in the business for virtual assistants. How do I know this? Because I am a Cyberbacker customer and I love this company. I have my favorite, Frances. She is my Cyberbacker, been with me for over a year. She's amazing. She makes me better. She's eager to help. She's on time. She's disciplined. She's awesome. And this company, Cyberbacker, has figured out the system from the interviewing process to find out what I need, to the interviewing process to interview several Cyberbackers, to the onboarding process, to the training process. Very buttoned up, very awesome. You and I both know it's time for you to leverage. It's time for you to take that step, and Cyberbacker is a really safe, awesome solution. Make sure to mention Fight Club, and you will be getting a free gift. All right? Do it. Make the call. See ya.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm here with Aubrey Ballinger. Hey, Aubrey.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful this morning.
Good. And Aubrey is with Star One. She serves the greater Cincinnati area. But we were talking, we have a podcast coming up about who should be your first hire. And this is something Aubrey and I have discussed several times. And we wanted to just highlight her journey because it's really something that when we are coaching agents, like that they go through the same. So Aubrey, can you tell us, you've been in real estate for about 5 years, right?
Yeah, I've been licensed for 5, full-time for 4 years.
Okay, but you tell us like where you started, and then like you started on a team, and then just your thought process of like once you went on your own, like you knew you needed help and kind of what you went through.
Yeah, so I did start out on a team, and there they do a lot of things for you, but there's still certain processes that you had to do on your own. And it's always, I don't want to say I'm a slow learner, but I'm an overthinker, like analysis paralysis situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so
A lot of people are like that.
Oh my gosh, just do it and figure it out as you go. I'm learning that. It's hard, but
It is.
I'm also, on a personality wise, somebody who's like, forget it, I'll just do it myself, because nobody could seem to do it the way that I thought it should be done.
Right.
So.
Everybody only wants to work with you. You're the best. It's true.
No.
You are the best.
So I'm giving like a little background as of like personality wise. I think sometimes it's hard to know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like me thinking I had to like manage somebody.
Yeah, because at this time, by now how long have you been on your own?
So I've been on my own it'll be 2 years in November.
Okay.
So being on a team, like I said, they do a lot for you. But whenever I decided to go on my own, it's like learning the company's systems and switching over,
right.
And then realizing you're doing a lot of it, on your own.
Right.
And then wanting to figure out how to grow my business and everything. And so I've come to the realization that it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, great.
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it all on your own.
It's okay to let go of the control, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So like, I think you were in a space where like a lot of agents are. It's like you're growing your business and it's working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're getting more deals, but then it's like, well, when you get more deals, you also have like more work to do. But then it's like, but one, it's kind of like this rub. It's like, one, what is the work that if I do that work, like say, coordinate transactions, do assistant work, input listings, things like that, then what am I not doing? Right. And if I don't do it, then will I be letting down my customers? That's kind of where your head was at?
Yes. So exactly. And what I realized is I was stressed out all the time.
Right. Because you're working all the time. You're doing everything.
I was doing paperwork and I hate paperwork. Like I really do. And it's okay to admit that.
Yeah.
But then in talking to you and my business coach, it's like you take what your hourly rate is. Mm-hmm. And so what makes you the most money is talking to people and building those relationships. But yet you are doing a job
right.
that takes you away from being able to make more money and to help more people.
Right.
So that was kind of a deciding factor. And also thank you for your help and guidance and talking it all through.
And you had to let go of could somebody else do this? Like, not only like, does it make sense financially for somebody else to do this, but could they? And then who is that person? Because I remember we were talking about like, should you hire an assistant? And like, what would they do? And that's where a lot of people go first, right? Like, will they go, should I hire an assistant or should I hire like a showing assistant, right? And I don't remember if you did you ever think about doing like a showing assistant?
I did. I did. That was a little bit, in my mind, bigger than what I wanted to go right at this moment. But I was like, we're trying to figure out what things could be delegated out, or what do we do on a daily day.
You even started creating a list.
Correct, I did.
I remember. And so then it was like, okay, well, if I hire an assistant, like, what does that look like? And then you decided, what did you ultimately decide?
I decided that it is the back end paperwork that it was taking up most of my time.
Right.
And then I was forgetting to follow up on things, and I was forgetting to lead generate, because say you're not doing something, or like you're having a lull in your business, and then all of a sudden it picks up from your efforts of being able to call and everything.
Right.
And then it goes back down because you're handling working in it instead of on it.
Right.
And then it gets crazy. And then you go home at night and you're tired and you can't do anything. And then you like kind of lash out at people.
Yeah. And then you get stressed out because it's just like this roller coaster of like generating the income, servicing the income, generating the income, servicing the income. And you're like, oh my gosh.
The thing that I realized was I don't know. I'm not the best at wanting to keep up on that. And I think a lot of realtors are probably that way, where we love talking to people. We love interacting with people. And whenever it gets to like the daily mundane stuff, and that's how I look at it.
Right.
For me personally, it was exhausting more so than getting out there and talking to people and lead generating. So, and helping those people get into homes.
So you hired a transaction coordinator, and you did it. Because before, when we were talking about like an assistant, it's like, okay, is this somebody that works for you? Is this somebody that's like a contractor? But you ended up doing like a per contract basis transaction coordinator.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was great because she already knew all the systems. She actually helps a couple of other agents. So there was literally no training time, no downtime and trying to get that sorted out. She knew all of the systems that I use, even like marketing things that I use. And she's more than willing to do that a couple times.
Right.
I think the first transaction that I did with her, I didn't know what to do. I was like,
because she was doing it.
Well, no, I didn't know like what information she needed, how I get it to her. And I sent her the email with the documents, and I was like, here's this contract. I have the buyer. Is this what I do for you? And she's like, that's exactly what you do. I take it from here. And I'm like, I love you.
This is awesome, right? It's like so liberating, isn't it?
It was. And I will tell you, at first it was scary because I felt that I was forgetting things, or that I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And before, whenever I've had to deal with transaction coordinators, I had this connotation that do the agents not want to handle their business? Do they not want to do that? And
judgy.
Yeah. So the funny story behind that is somebody, like, I think I'm getting ahead of myself, but the funny story with me thinking that way in the past, and somebody called me one day and they're like, what are you doing right now? And I said, I'm literally thinking how I ever did this before without a transaction coordinator.
That's awesome. And that's like exactly what happens. It's like everything that you went through is so common. And that's what people go through. And so I think it's like really helpful to hear how you went through all that, and you're like, how did I ever live without this person? Because now you can really focus on doing the things that you like doing, which is talking to people, building your business, and you don't have to focus on the things that you don't like doing, which is something that you even, when you do look at the numbers, it financially makes sense to have that person. It financially doesn't make sense not to have them.
Right. I mean, you're spending so much time like following. So like she'll follow up with title company, fill out title agent sheets, follow up with the lender,
right?
Do all that stuff where granted, it might not take you that long to do, but even taking 5 minutes to do that, and we think we can multitask, but statistically it takes 20 minutes to get from one task to another. So then how many times are you doing that in a day?
So many times.
Wasting that much time to get your mind refocused on like lead generating or marketing or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they call it an opportunity cost is what it's called. So it's like, so you're doing something, but what is the opportunity that you could be doing if you were not doing that one thing that you were doing? And so it was like, okay, well, you're paying this person whatever you're paying, and an average transaction coordinator, depending on your market, is somewhere between like 150 to like 450, just like obviously depending on the market. But like if you were to get a listing during that time, depending on your average, that could be $6,000. So every day, all day, I would trade $450 for $6,000, wouldn't you?
Correct.
Right. Duh. Right.
So, and I even thought in the beginning, like, okay, if a house price point is this amount, I'll just do it. Versus and finally one day I was like, no, why are you thinking that way? And just let her do her thing and help you, and
that's awesome. It's so much less stressful, isn't it? Because that's the other thing. It's like, it's not just the act of doing it, it's the anticipation of having to do it also. That like takes up a bunch of time, a bunch of like brain power. And then then you're extra tired over something that you haven't even done yet and you hate doing.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because I've always said I'm exhausted and I haven't even done anything yet. Like I have no reason to be exhausted, but like my mind is all these things that I have to do, and I'm thinking about all of the things that I have to do. I'm exhausted before I even open up my computer.
That's how you know it's time to like let it go, you know?
Right. So I just, and the reason why I was saying all those things before, it's like, it might be scary, you know, and think I had all these self-doubts as to why I shouldn't do it, or maybe I didn't deserve it because I wasn't in the dollar volume that I needed to be in before doing that. Well, come to find out I was.
Right, you were.
But I was like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
So I just thought you had to be like this super mega agent or something to start that. And maybe that's the step one to creating being that.
Right, because now you're freeing up some time and energy and brain power to go out and do the things like that you love doing and living in. Yeah, like why not? You know? Well,
like,
that's
I was able to put in time blocking for, with my dog, you know, we're going to the park today. We have time to go to the park.
Yeah, you don't have to follow the stupid title company.
Right.
That's awesome. Well, Aubrey, I know that like your story and your journey will resonate, and I hope that it inspires people to really take a harder look at, is this something that can make sense for them, and realize that 99% of the time it does.
I hope so. Like, if you have any questions, you know, as to how to get started on it, I literally just made the phone call. Just start somewhere. And that's all I did. And first couple transactions, you figure it out. And then
it takes about 3, I found, to like get in sync with somebody, because even though they have the processes, it's like you also have expectation. So it's like, it takes about 3. And so that's normal. But if you had to like bring an assistant on and train them, and it would take more than 3 interactions, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
It was the best thing I've ever done in my career.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much.
You did it. All right. Have a good rest of the day, Aubrey.
All right, you too.
What we need right now is a source for great leads. and I found it. It is called Pipeline Pro Tools. So about 90 days ago, I booked a demo with them. And in that demo, we reverse engineered my business. We figured out how many leads we needed to get in order to get to the closings that we want. And they gave me a playbook to use in order to get that. So I've been using it for 90 days. We've gotten 12 qualified leads, and about half of them are already under contract or closed, which is great. And it is right now my number one source for my best leads that I'm getting. I love this thing. I'm about to ramp up the number of leads that I get with them as well. So, and you might think it's expensive, and it's not. So I was looking for something that's very inexpensive, like affordable to everyone, but also generated great leads. We don't want crap leads. So what you do in order to get this, because I called them and I wanted to partner with them because I was like, this is exactly what our audience has been looking for. So they set up something specific just for us, just for Fight Club listeners. So you would go to pipelineprotools.com/Fight Club. And then you go to the demo, and the demo will show you how many leads you need in order to get the number of closings that you want to get. And then they will give you the playbook that I'm using, my number one playbook for getting leads. And then you can use it too, and we can have happy closings. So go to pipelineprotools.com/Fight Club, book and go to the demo and get all the leads.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a podcast.